Hello, vinyl community. Thanks for joining me to watch this. It is the evening of Monday, the 19th of September, and I wanted to jump on here while this is still fresh in my memory. Yesterday, I had the fantastic opportunity to meet the vinyl community's one and only Ben Costello from Ireland. And we had planned, I guess, in advance to get together for the day to do some digging, have a bite to eat. Fishman, otherwise known as Raoul, and Bobby Gass and myself met up with Ben for the day. And I just wanted to share how the experience went. I picked up Ben probably around 9 a.m. Ben and his 3 children and his wife, Sarah, are in Canada for a week visiting. So I picked up Ben around 9 a.m., just expecting him to jump in the car and be on our way, but he graciously invited me into the home where they were staying as early as it was in the day to introduce me to his 3 wonderful kids and his wife. Thank you very much for that, Ben. You have a wonderful family and you are truly blessed. Ben then proceeded to give me a copy of this. This is Dedicado by Antonio Forcione, who I really know nothing about. I did a little research today about him. He's an Italian who moved to London in 1983. This particular album was released, I believe, originally in 1996, but not on vinyl until 1998. But this is guitar jazz. I haven't listened to it yet, but I believe I would suspect it's mostly instrumental. But there are a couple of covers on here. Last track on side 1 is I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and on side 2 is Come Together by the Beatles. So very excited to give this a spin. Thank you so much, Ben. From there, we proceeded to go to Bobby's place, where we were meeting with Fishman and Bobby, who were anxiously awaiting when we arrived. And when we did, I wish I had the camera rolling, but I didn't get very much video of the day. I did get some pictures. Early this morning, I actually emailed them to Bobby, and I think Bobby is anticipating sharing those with you in a video or two that he's going to post, so look for that. But Benny basically ran over and jumped into Bobby's arms. It was great. Again, it just reminds you the wonderful friendships that are made in the vinyl community, many of which are online and over the telephone only. So it really is wonderful to see and meet people in the flesh. Just goes to show you how great of a community and the people are here. So great stuff. And it didn't end there. I mean, Raoul dipped into a bag and gave me this, Lucifer's Friend. This is Mind Exploding. This is my first album from these guys. I don't have anything else by them. Not overly familiar with them. Familiar with the name. I know their debut is a big sought-after album. But this, I think, is their 5th or 6th release from 1976. Didn't have to do it, but thank you very much, Raoul. I really look forward to listening to this. And it didn't end there. By the time Ben got out of Bobby's arms, Bobby reached back and gave me this. This is Elvis's Love Me Tender, 78. I believe the original sleeve, but fantastic. So happy to have this. Thank you very much, Bobby. I really appreciate this. Okay, after we took some pictures and did some talking, we went out to, once again, the Canadiana, which is a local breakfast place that comes highly recommended by Bobby. And we had a breakfast. We were there for maybe an hour and a bit. Being Sunday, we had to wait a little bit until stores were open. The first store that we went to was Sonic Boom, and they were on Spadina Ave in Toronto. Here's a bag for the store. I'd never been to Sonic Boom. It's quite a large store. I'm not sure if there's a larger store in Toronto. Certainly not one that I've been to, but I've heard a lot about it, and I've never been. So we started off at that place, and we were there for maybe an hour and a half or so. And I'll just quickly show you what I picked up there. Again, this being yesterday, I haven't listened to any of these, but I'm sure that many of you will recognize many of these titles, if not all of them. This is John McLaughlin and Carlos Santana, Love, Devotion, Surrender. This is Garbrick, Jarrett, Danielson, and Christensen, Belonging. This is on ECM. Both of these were, the first three here or so are used copies, and they're all nicely priced. Another ECM title, this is from Bill Connors, Of Mist and Melting, and this came recommended by Ben. I don't have any Bill Connors stuff. There was actually a second album, and I don't remember the name of it now, but after looking at the disc, it was one of the tracks, I think it was the end of the last track on side one, and into the lead-up group was damaged, so I decided to leave it there. So happy to get this one. Again, this is another one on ECM. This one from 1979. This is Voyage of the Acolyte by Steve Hackett. Really nice shape. Again, a used copy of it. And I think all these were about $4 each or so. This is Al Di Meola, Tour de Force live album, of course, from 1982. You may recall I showed his debut album a couple of videos ago, which I really enjoyed, so it was nice to find this. And this last album, it was kind of ironic that I saw it in the store and I ended up buying it because the person that I originally saw it from was Ben. And this is Cosmic Unity by Family Atlantica. And this came out last year. No, this year. Sorry, excuse me, 2016. Some of you may have seen this in one of Ben's recent videos. So I look forward to listening to that. After that, we then went to a store called Good Music, and it was on Dundas Street in Toronto. And as I was leaving, I grabbed a card, and I'm glad that I did, because the business cards are replica album covers of famous album covers. Of course, this one we all know from Talking Heads 77. And this was a much smaller store, but of the three that we went to, we all agreed that this was the best store. Smaller store, but excellent titles. Records were in fantastic shape, and about, I would guess, 40% of the store's inventory was jazz, rare stuff, international music, blues, lots of great stuff. So these are the ones that I picked up there. Miles Davis, Decoy. I've never had a copy of this next one on vinyl, but this is the debut from Roxy Music. Really nice shape. And this is a later reissue of Complete Communion by Don Cherry. This is my first Don Cherry record. And that was it for that store. We then made our way to a third store, and I don't remember the name of it. And we weren't there for very long, maybe 15 minutes. It was even smaller than the second store. The amount of stuff wasn't as good, and I think we were all kind of starting to get tired. It was just one that we were kind of hitting on the way back. Raul had to leave early, so I think by 2 or 3 we were back at Bobby's, and Raul went on his way. And at which point Ben, Bobby, and myself went to a local pub right around the corner from Bobby's place, and I don't remember the names. It was Johnny's something or other. Anyways, it was just a couple of minutes away, so we went there for a couple of pints and some wonderful conversation. And about 45 minutes in, walked Bobby's younger brother, Ted. So that was quite the experience, meeting Bobby's brother. We left from there to go to his brother's place, who was not far. Had a quick beer, more great conversation. It was just a great way to end a great day. From there, Benny and I said goodbye to Bobby and his brother, and I drove Ben back to his place, and we argued back and forth because he gave me this, and I'd never seen it before. The second store that we were in, Good Music, this was actually an album that Ben sampled. He dropped the needle on it to listen to it, and he was quite happy with it. He invited me over, and I put the headphones on for a couple of minutes to listen. I don't even remember what track it was, but just give you a quick showing of the track listing here and some of the artists on it. But the sound on this was fantastic, and another VCLT from Ben. I mean, unnecessary, but he wouldn't let me leave without taking it. Again, thank you, Benny. Really appreciate it. Absolutely unnecessary, but greatly appreciated. And like that, it was over. I probably had Benny back at about 7 p.m. and I came home and just pondered on the day last night. It was a tiring day, but a day I will not forget for a very long time. So thank you again to Raul, Bobby, and Benny for a fantastic day. Thank you all for watching this. I appreciate and am humbled to you're interested in listening to the great day that I have to share with you. So with that, I hope everybody is well, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye now.